Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Astrology Dome. My name is Galit Raymond, and I'm a Western astrologer. And today I'm going to talk to you about March 2024, important month of the year. A lot is happening, and the new moon that we're going to have in Pisces on March 10th. So let's dive into it and see what's coming up for us. So we have quite a few important astrological events happening in March, especially building up towards that full moon lunar eclipse at 5 degrees Libra at the end of March, on March 25th. And all this is preparing us for this eclipse. Obviously, eclipse energy is strong and we feel it a couple of weeks before, even a month before, and it will continue being in our life for many months after, because eclipses are portals of energies where important events are happening. It's an intensifying point of energy, and the lasting effect of it will be with us for many months to come. So let's see the build up to this eclipse and what's going on. On March 3rd, we have a last quarter moon at 13 degrees Sagittarius. Last quarter moon are always about a crisis in consciousness, understanding something that we couldn't see before. And obviously, our life is in a trajectory of change all the time. We don't start something or stop something in a hard stop. We are constantly evolving. So that last quarter moon is asking us to pay attention to what is shifting in our consciousness right now. And I bet that a lot is shifting for you in your relationship dynamics, whether it is the relationship you have with yourself or with others. On March 3rd, Venus is also squaring Uranus. And I want you to pay attention that on the 9th, Mars squares Uranus. So we have two major squares with personal planets to Uranus. First, the planet of relatedness and value, which is Venus, and then the planet of action and self-assertion, which is Mars. That is important, especially because Venus and Mars have entered the sign of Aquarius last month in February and have met Pluto. Both of them have started a whole new cycle with Pluto. Pluto represents our soul urge, personally and collectively. And so there is a shift here, especially in Aquarius, a sign that brings changes, a sign that brings humanitarian qualities, a sign that brings equality and freedom. There is such an important conjunction between Venus, Mars, and Pluto, starting a whole new trajectory of how we relate to the collective around us, Aquarius, and how do we relate to freedom, our personal freedom, and also freedom in our collective. So by having a square to Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, it's kind of reaffirming another step on the way of us finding freedom in our relationship to ourselves, to others, to peers, to friends, and to the collective, to our tribe, to our country, to our society, to our culture. And we're shifting our perception. We're getting to see a whole new perception that may be more of an equal opportunity for everybody. However, in order to get to an equal opportunity for everybody, we have to shift some judgments and some limiting beliefs that we're carrying from old programming within ourselves. So this is the dynamic that March is going to step up a notch for us. The terrain of relationship dynamics is changing. We're no longer buying into old patterns and old narratives, but rather we are creating, we understand that we are co-creators, and we are creating our whole new narrative for our life. On the 8th, we have Mercury conjunct Neptune. This could be a confusing day, right? Neptune, we don't see things clearly. However, this could be a very spiritual day or maybe a very creative day to download that creativity for that project that you were planning. On the 10th, Mercury enters Aries, 0 point Aries, the world's point. Usually things show up when a planet passes through the 0 degrees of Aries. Let's see what's coming up for us. In any event, that's going to shift the energy of Mercury from Pisces, that elusive, creative, dreamy, cosmos, spiritual feeling vibe of our thoughts, and put us in a place of action, taking action and following our desires. On the 10th, on the same day that Mercury is entering 0 Aries, we're having a new moon in Pisces. Now, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so there is a sense of a big ending. Yet with that Mercury in Aries, there is also a sense of seeing the future, seeing a whole new beginning, or at least feeling it. We don't know what it is yet, but at least we're feeling it. So once we go through the rundown of the rest of the month, I will definitely show you the chart of the new moon in Pisces, and we'll figure out what that brings us. In a nutshell, Pisces is all about dream time and paying attention to our dreams and to our imagination and what it is that we are desiring to bring from the ether, from the unknown, from our imagination, from our spirituality into this reality. On the 11th, Venus enters Pisces. Again, a change of vibe from Aquarius. She moves into Pisces. You know, Venus is exalted in Pisces, so she loves being in Pisces. She becomes more compassionate, giving us the opportunity to tap into our compassionate, self-loving, caring nature and connect with our need to show up with compassion to others, maybe less judgmental, maybe see the other side in relationship, maybe connect with others on deeper, vulnerable, real, compassionate layers, closeness. On the 17th, we have a first quarter moon at 27 degrees Gemini. First quarter moons are always about taking the next step after the new moon, where we sow the seeds for the new cycle. We take a full step forward on the first quarter moon. We're turning the corner. This one will relate to some information that we're going to get. Pay attention where it is in your chart. On the 17th, we also have the Sun conjunct Neptune at 27 degrees Pisces. Can you see a relationship? Because there is a square right there between the Sun and the Moon. That is the first quarter. And so the Sun and Neptune, again, this is bring your dreams to reality, create your reality, see how you are the co-creator of your life. Stop tending to your victim mentality, if there are still residues of that victimhood, of that story that was limiting you, that narrative that was limiting you, but rather move into what inspires you. Instead of listening to the escape route, Neptune could be that escape route for us. Look at what inspires you, look at what lights you up. Look at where you can create a contribution that is beyond you, that is for the greater good of all. Look at all your dreams. Look at all your wishes. Look at those parts that are calling your name. And if you had no constraints, you would like to follow them. That could be a beautiful Sun-Neptune conjunction. On the 18th, we have Mercury conjunct the North Node. Again, some sort of a message saying, speak your truth. North Node is in Aries, speak your truth. Own yourself, own your true self or your authentic self and show up like that. Maybe another aha moment and understanding. It's Mercury. Then we have on the 19th, the spring equinox, that point of balance of light and dark in the Northern Hemisphere, starting the spring, a whole new vibration of a new beginning. Is the promise is right there. We can start anew. Just remember, all planets are still direct in March, and that is still a good time to move forward until Mercury goes retrograde in the beginning of April. On the 20th, the Sun enters 0 degree Aries. That's a go sign. That's the green light. Go do it. Get that energy ramped up and be active. Go out there. On the 20th, we also have Mercury conjunct Chiron. Heal another layer in yourself and get more understanding of why you were carrying those wounds, and maybe get more assistance and more understanding how to heal them. On the 21st, we have Venus conjunct Saturn. Make it real. What do you want? What do you value? Venus. How to make it real? Saturn, right? And this is in Pisces. So bring your dreams into reality in the physical world, in the physical form. And then on the 22nd, we have Mars enters Pisces. Again, that shift of energy. Mars has been agitating all of us in Aquarius, bringing us news and inventions and expansions and different point of view, but it was a little bit electricity right there, and then maybe a little too much for some of us, especially with that square to Uranus that it was creating for a long time. Uranus is in Taurus. And so Mars moving into Pisces would let us embody maybe more meditation, more self-care, more quiet, more calm, become more calm. The more calm we are, the better we can be aligned, the better we can be presenting ourselves out there. And of course, on the 25th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse at 5 degrees Libra. And that is all about relationships. I will create a whole new video about that. But in a nutshell, this is all about relationship. This is the third eclipse that we're having in the tandem Aries and Libra. And, you know, each couple of signs that are having eclipses, it takes a year and a half for those eclipses to really work on us and bring their full message. Each time we get an eclipse at a certain sign, there is a repetition of at least 3, 4, 5, 6 eclipses in that tandem of signs, because the message is a multi-layered message. So this is the third eclipse bringing us another awareness of the South. It's a South Node eclipse, another awareness of our old patterns that needs to shift, patterns of codependency, of victimhood, of placing ourselves in a very small place in order to feel insignificant, but figuring out that we can't do that anymore. We can't play small anymore. We have to embody who we are. So it's a letting go kind of an eclipse, showing us some imperfections that need to be shifted in our life. That's quite a lot, isn't it? I mean, it's a pivotal month. Both March and April are pivotal months because they are bringing eclipses. And again, those eclipses are in the tandem of Aries and Libra. Aries represents the North Node, where we're going to, and as a collective and as individuals. So look at where that North Node is traveling in your chart. It is in a certain house for you, and that house plays a big role in your personal development right now. This is what the North Node wants you to become more authentic of, or present yourself through, or live those experiences that that house symbolizes for you. And the South Node is also traveling in a certain house, the opposite house from where the North Node is traveling. And so that South Node wants you to release something from that house, some old outdated concepts, judgments, beliefs, programs that you've been holding on to as survival mechanism mainly, and now you're welcome to upgrade those. So first we have to see them painfully, because it's not comfortable. But once we see something that does not work, we have the opportunity to heal it, and we have the opportunity to shift it. That's the job. That's what we are supposed to be doing right now. So that is the trajectory. I want to share my screen for the new moon in Pisces. That's the chart. New moon in Pisces is happening on March 10th at 2 a.m. Pacific Daytime. I made this chart for Los Angeles, but you can make it for wherever you are in the world. Just look at that. Quite a lot of planets right here, right? And this is all empty. So there is a concentration of energies at the moment in Pisces. And look at this sun and moon together, 20 degrees Pisces. They're like the sandwich, the middle part of the sandwich in between Saturn and Neptune. Saturn is the boundaries. Saturn is reality. Saturn is the physical body. Saturn is bringing stuff to the material world. The sun and the moon in Pisces are downloading the vision. What is the vision? What are you creating? And Neptune, they're both heading towards Neptune, saying, how do we move from dream to reality? How do we create our life? And we're all are learning that our words matter, our inner work matter, the way we talk to ourselves, the dynamic that we have between ourselves to ourselves matter a lot, because this is what we are going to create out there. And so our memories and what we tell ourselves, the narrative that we tell ourselves, Neptune in Pisces, that is a narrative, that is a story, that is a fantasy, that is a dream that we tell ourselves, matters a lot, because this is what we're going to manifest in the outer world. So what is it? What are you telling yourself? What is the narrative that you're running constantly in your mind? The more aware you become to that narrative, the more chances you have to shift it if it doesn't work for you. Because Neptune in Pisces could be the person that escapes reality, right? The delusional, the addict, where we run away from reality. But Saturn here is the bridge, saying, no, 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 this time you have to put it in a very precise, coherent way. Be discerning of the information that you're having. Be discerning of what you're consuming. Be discerning of how you speak and what you say out there, because this is the way you create your reality. The North Node is still together with Chiron. We are redefining our authenticity. We are redefining our identity. We're still in the process. We haven't finished doing that yet. There's more to come in that story. So keep working, keep moving forward. Let me stop sharing this. And I have prepared for you a beautiful presentation about the deep meaning and symbolism of this Pisces moon. And I'd like to share it with you. There we go. I'm so excited because this is such a nice presentation. I like things to be very clear. And when I teach, I like my student to get clarity and understanding. So this is the way I retain information. What is Pisces? Pisces is all about emotional insight and intuition. Wherever you have Pisces in your chart, this is where the new moon is going to take place. This is where you are a little bit psychic. You're getting all kind of vibes and information from everywhere. Pisces has no boundaries. So Pisces is a water sign known for its deep emotional sensitivity and strong intuitive ability. This new moon can heighten these traits, offering a window into your subconscious. You know how it is when you wake up from a dream and you just know you just received some messages or you heard something and you're trying to take that thread and walk with it and see where it leads you because you know it's leading you somewhere. This is Pisces. This is where we get those information that is not mercurial. It is not clear, but we feel that they're leading us somewhere. So this is going to be really strong this month. It's time to trust your intuition and pay attention to your dreams and messages they may hold. It's not just the dream, all the messages. The concept is trusting yourself. The second thing I want to talk about is healing and release. New moons are times of setting intentions, and with Pisces connection to spirituality and compassion, this new moon provides a powerful opportunity for healing. What kind of healing? Every ailment that we have in our life stems from a spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical layers. We are multidimensional personalities. And so this month and this new moon are providing us with opportunity to take a look into those multi-layers and figure out the root cause of things and affect our healing process for the better. It's an ideal time to let go of past hurts. Definitely. It's time to forgive. Forgiveness is for us. We forgive a part of us that is keeping the hurt, because who's hurting? It's us. So forgiveness is really a self-catharsis, self-healing process, and release emotional baggage that no longer serve our highest good. The concept is oneness consciousness. The more we want to get closer to the oneness consciousness, God or spirituality or the universe, we have to let go. Creativity and inspiration. Pisces is all about creativity. It's associated with creativity, imagination. So the influence of this new moon may spark inspiration and bring creative project to fruition. Remember that project you were thinking about, you wanted to do? Now is the time. All planets are direct and Sun and Moon are in Pisces, Venus is in Pisces. Download that creative project in some sort of writing or a concept and start moving forward. It's fertile time for artistic expression and exploring your imaginative side. The concept is creating your vision. We are constantly creating. We are creators. We're co-creators. So create. It's an invitation. Seed those seeds. Set your intentions. Spiritual growth. With Pisces' strong spiritual undercurrent, this new moon can open up deeper layers of spiritual insight and growth. It's a potent time for meditation, connecting with your higher self and exploring your spirituality, concept, inner dimensions. It's a repetition of what I said before. If we tend to our inner terrain, to our inner dimension, and we create some harmony and calmness and quietness within, this will ripple out to every facet of our life. That is the work. Compassion and empathy. The energy of Pisces is compassionate and empathic. This new moon might highlight the importance of empathy and understanding in your relationship. You know, we're all dealing with our relationship right now. Relationships are changing and shifting because we are shifting our perception. Part of that shift is compassion. And we need to understand that not everybody has the same perspective. We are different, and we need to have compassion to those that don't want to change. We also need to have compassion to those that don't want to grow. We also have to have compassion to ourselves in those places where we couldn't change before because of circumstances or whatever happened in our life. So it's self-compassion and it's compassion for others. So it's time to connect with others on a deep emotional level and offer support and compassion to people in need, but also for yourself. And the concept is the mirror effect. The way we treat ourselves and the way we treat others eventually becomes equalized, because we cannot treat others otherwise than we treat ourselves. So all those voices that we have inside, if we're judging others, we're also judging ourselves. There is a mirror effect between how we do the first house in our chart and the seventh house in our chart. And we have to pay attention to what we're saying and how we're treating others, or what we're thinking about them and how we think about ourselves. Very good point for awareness. And the last point that I want to make for this new moon is boundaries and escapism. While Pisces energy encourages openness and connection, it's also important to maintain healthy boundaries. Pisces can sometimes lead to escapism or blurring of boundaries. We know that in our Pisces house, or if you have a lot of Piscean energy, you're susceptible, you're very receptive, you're very, very sensitive to others. And sometimes you're buying into other people's stories or needs, and they're not necessarily in alignment with yours. So paying attention to making sure that you're safe first is very important. It's time to be mindful of not getting too lost in emotions and fantasies and neglecting your practical responsibilities. We know that the Pisces part can go on a tangent and keep on going, spinning those imaginary stories, but responsibility is important. And I showed you that new moon chart, and the new moon is just in between Saturn, right? That's the practical responsibilities, and Neptune in Pisces, which is the ongoing fantasies of emotional ideas. So the concept is inner and outer balance. Balance is important. And at the end of March, we're having an eclipse at 5 degrees Libra. That's all about balance, inner and outer balance. So there's a lot going on in March. It's a packed month. April is going to be even more extremely packed. So we're preparing for the next intensity. It's already getting there. Do the work, keep showing up. Sow those seeds that you want to see blooming in your garden, tend to them, water them, and keep remembering that evolution and evolving is a process. It's not a goal, it's not a target, it's not a destination, it's a process. And we're constantly peeling up more layers and finding more fine layers and dimensions within ourselves that needs healing on the one hand and needs reprogramming on the other. And this is how we evolve. So have a successful, happy, and productive March season. And if you like this video, give me thumbs up. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. This is the way I can grow my channel. Please share this video with people that you think could benefit from it. Thank you for watching. And as always, please take care of yourself and become the best version of yourself today and every day. I will see you next time.